I found two funny things on the internet today that was about being a man. I don't believe in coincidences, so I think this is a sign from the universe that I should talk about being a man. I also feel the need to balance the funny stuff with a very serious approach to the topic. I do think it's an interesting and tough subject. The main point is very clear. To be a man, we have to be like an adult with a Y chromosome. But if we don't take care of our mental, emotional, spiritual, and intellectual growth, these parts will stay underdeveloped and therefore immature. You can do a quick check right now. If you are a man and haven't been taking care of one or more of these terrains, you can be sure that the corresponding part of you is immature. Well, let's get going. Here's a list of things I think a grown man must have, be, or do. However, before we begin our countdown, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. Let's get started. 1. Be fearless. Being fearless doesn't mean you don't have any fears. Instead, it means you face your fears and move past them. A real man doesn't try to hide his fears by putting on a mask of strength. Instead, he is willing to face them and work on them. When the time is right, he is brave enough to do things that scare him. A real man knows that there is no one way to stop being afraid. 2. Be resilient. A man who is both reliable and able to change is someone who can be counted on to be dependable and consistent in his actions and decisions, but also has the ability to adapt and adjust when necessary. This kind of man is resilient and able to handle difficult situations, such as a house burning down, crop failure, job loss, or a personal tragedy, without becoming overwhelmed or defeated. He is able to accept the circumstances he is faced with but doesn't allow them to dictate his actions or control his life. He is able to start over and rebuild, no matter how difficult the task may be. Such a man has a strong sense of self-reliance, self-control, and determination. 3. Live, speak, and listen from the heart. A real man is someone who is authentic and true to himself. He doesn't try to suppress or hide his emotions, but rather understands and accepts them as a part of who he is. He is able to express himself clearly and openly, and is not afraid to talk about his feelings. He is also not afraid to pursue his dreams and aspirations, even when they may be difficult or challenging. He has the courage to take risks and the determination to see things through. In addition to being true to himself, a real man also has empathy and kindness towards others. He listens attentively and is able to understand and relate to the perspectives of others. He is able to balance being assertive and following his own desires with being considerate and compassionate toward others. He understands that being a good listener and showing kindness is just as important as pursuing his own goals. 4. Own your anger. The anger of a real man is his own. His anger has turned into a strong, caring manliness. He can get mad, be strong, make a decision, and be brave. His anger helps him and the other people around him. It's not a kind of anger that makes you feel bad or hurts other people. This is what happens when a man is a slave to his anger. This is the anger of a coward who is trying to make up for feeling weak. This is just as sad as a man who can't feel his anger at all. He loses all of his strength and is no longer a man. Other men don't think much of him. Women can smell anger and a lack of manliness in a man from a mile away and don't find it attractive. On the other hand, an adult's anger is a big turn-on. 5. Make meaning. Try not to become a man of success. Try to become a man of value. Einstein said that. I think that's important and true. You are wasting your life if you spend your days doing things that pay the bills but don't have much meaning. Yes, you are still wasting your life, even if it pays the bills so well that you can go on 2-month-long trips every year and eat at fancy restaurants. A real man has the guts to leave his comfort zone to try to help other people in a sincere way. He works for the greater good instead of trying to protect his image of himself and hold on to the idea that he is safe. 6. Own your edge. This life is a journey, and we are all on different parts of it. Real men are honest about where they are in their growth. He doesn't act like he's smarter or more developed than he is, and he doesn't shrink so people won't feel uncomfortable around him. He is not ashamed of either his strengths or his weaknesses. He knows that there is always work to do. He knows what he needs to do and is willing to listen to and learn from people who have already done it. 7. Be vulnerable. A coward is always trying to hide his weak spots. A real man works on them. Even when he is in pain, he is willing and able to show who he is. He is open to being hurt because he wants to be. By being open all the time, he is always working on his courage. It's his way of standing up to his own fear. 8. Make love passionately. A real man speaks his mind. When they make love, he lets all of his roughness and softness show and gives his woman everything he has. He is not afraid of getting close to people. He can go so hard and deep into his woman that she can feel him going into her soul. He wants to win her love. He treats her like both a princess and a porn star at the same time. 9. Practice a martial art. Every man should be able to defend his wife, children, and honor when it comes down to it. Just like we teach our kids to swim so they don't drown. Men should know at least the basics of fighting so they can throw a punch if they need to. A real man has spent enough time in a ring or dojo to have a presence that calms down the situation. He doesn't get scared, isn't easy to anger, and is strong and skilled. 10. Have a sense of humor. A real man can see that life is both very important and not very important at the same time. He can laugh about his own mistakes and problems. He knows that his image of himself is just an image, so he doesn't feel the need to defend it. He can lighten up a tough situation with a joke, but he's not the kind of immature joker who uses humor to avoid closeness or ruin intensity. A real man can make the whole room brighter. A real man embraces life. 11. Develop body, mind, and spirit. A real man works hard to improve his body, mind, and soul. Not to stay ahead of other men, or because he doesn't want to lose, but because he has more to give when he's healthy and there. Taking care of his body makes him fit and strong. Taking care of his mind makes him smart and sharp. Taking care of his spirit makes him wise, kind, and caring. A real man knows that his body and mind will die, but the love he spreads will last. 12. Be real. A real man knows that he is just a guy at the end of the day. All of these things are what he does because he is a man. He likes to hang out with other men and might have a beer while watching football. He loves his wife and works hard. He's just trying to make the most of life and have fun while doing it. His sweat comes from an open heart and his back is straight. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.